Yeah,
Okay, shall I do the introduction?
yeah,
Or
you're
or do
online,
you want to
bro.
do the introduction?
No, let's go, bro.
Hey, today, guys, Alfie and myself are talking a bit about actually monetization of music producers in 2021. Um, because today there are a couple of other options, at least there, although I think one is the most important, nevertheless, today, and we're going to talk about that. I'm Parandroid for the people that don't know, but you probably know from the channel name. That's my friend ALPHY TALK.
Yeah, hello, my friends. Welcome to another podcast from me and Sammy from Instant Learning for Android, sound music, and lots
Yes.
more. So, as Sammy said, we are going to talk about very interesting subject: how you can make money from your music, and stay with us in this topic.
Yeah. So, did you have some? Do you have some bullet points, or do you just openly want to talk about it?
There are lots of things to get money from it. There's bunch of stuffs as we talk about before and manage our talking points. There are some stuffs we can talk about as how you can make money from your sampling to sell your music with label
Mhm.
records and how you can have benefit from that
Yeah.
or
But
how
also about actually how big that benefit is. I think that's a very important point.
yeah, this is a very big
Yeah.
benefit
Because
in
it's
this
not
case.
very big. Like the streaming revenue obviously is tiny usually for especially for artists of our size. It's basically in my case I can almost kind of neglect it. It's some side money in my case, but okay, I'm not the prime example um, from streaming numbers and stuff like that. Even for you know my kind of project, but for me it's like I think maybe I have actually no clue, but I would say maybe 1 to 2,000 euros a year or something like that. And not
2000
even
as
sure if
in
that is accurate. So, like in my case, I could never ever live from streaming revenue. For example, I could just never do it. It's impossible in my case. So, what do you think is the most important revenue for artists? What is the most important thing that brings you money? I think your situation is very different from
exactly.
mine.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. In
So
this case, you have a lot more experience as a manager of a label record and as an artist. Uh,
yeah,
and in this case, because we have a very crazy situation in Iran and these stuffs,
yeah.
this
Well,
is
maybe let's explain the situation for people that that don't know exactly. So basically, Alfie cannot, in most cases, you cannot play in Iran like in Europe or in US or in the rest of the world. Basically, you can play, but only in limited circumstances, I guess. Right?
exactly. No
Yeah. Like for
groove, no nothing, no dancing, no grooving. People have to sit always
yeah.
because if they
Yes.
move, it's forbidden.
It's
That's just
satanic.
crazy. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
satanic. Yeah.
It's
So, in my case, like when I look back on my career, the most important revenue source, without a question, was actually playing on festivals and touring. That was the thing that really brought money when I was really booked a lot, which is not the case at the moment. For various reasons, one being Corona and probably many other reasons. But it's yeah, I can remember a time around maybe 2013, 14, 15, where I was really earning good money with my live sets. Actually, I made the bulk of the money, and then I made some stuff on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think nowadays, actually, realistically, most important thing for musicians to earn money is actually playing live would be the best probably. But then this has also a caveat. You need to be like you your price is determined by several factors. And today we live in a bizarre world of social media. So actually organizers, they look at social media numbers. Social media numbers can come from anywhere. They can come from paid advertisements, they can come from clone farms, they can come from scripts, they can come from anything. And therefore, it's kind of not ideal as a sole indicator without checking back with other things. So, for example, let's say two artists. One of the artists is always putting some money in advertisement, even just small money, but he's putting money on SoundCloud tracks, which he doesn't really make money on. Like, you don't make money. Like, nowadays you can monetize it, but you don't really make money on SoundCloud. I guess I don't monetize it on SoundCloud. Wait, where was I? I lost the plot.
You can
It
have
doesn't matter.
you can have money in lots of places, but in case of SoundCloud, you cannot
Yeah,
monetize.
exactly. You don't make money, but organizers are looking at that, and it's for some organizers a main indicator would be Bandcamp, and so like this is really not necessarily as a sole thing. If you look at that, not very reliable information, because it depends how organized the artist is. If he pays advertisement money to promote his tracks or not, because in our today's social media world, it's literally you pay or you don't really get that much traffic, and especially also not meaningful traffic. So Instagram has quite a bit of traffic, but it's actually not that much worth because you cannot monetize it as easily as other traffic. And it's I'm drifting a little bit too much in the social media thing there, but as I said, the main point is normally, yeah, the bulk of the money you make with live sets. In my case, I did the most money with that, and then another good revenue is for sure the tutorial videos and teaching and presets and stuff. This was for myself personally. It actually worked quite well. Like it actually generated some money that was not like, not enough to buy a Ferrari for sure, but it definitely helped me survive. Like depending on the product that you're selling. So digital products is an option, and teaching is an option, especially now actually during the Corona times, I think.
Yeah, exactly. In the Corona, really the sample packs can make you some side money from that. But as you say, the coronavirus fucked everything. Actually, you can make money from your gigs and playing in the festivals and lots of stuffs. But
Yeah,
in this case, something like Corona affects these kind of things. But from your uh, contracts with labels records, you can always have money from 4 or 5 years, depends on your contract.
yeah,
And
yeah. But
these
in this case,
little by little,
I can explain you if you want
yeah, sure.
how how little that is effectively. It's like, for example, in my case, I'm not the only owner of the label. I'm 50% shareholder in this case, together with Peter, and that means that I actually have to pay Peter 50% of the profit margin. And the profit margin is not that big in the first place and can only work over quantity, basically. Like, it can only work by having a lot of high profile releases. Not just one, but actually a lot. Um, which we, for example, don't have at the moment. Like, there is now is coming Briskers, and Alien Chaos was coming. That That's good, and we're working on many releases right now, and some VAs are almost ready and so forth. But it's not an easy thing actually to even make some substantial money there. That's also kind of side money, I would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's always this thing with accumulative. You can make money. Basically, you make some money there, you make some money there, you make some money there. And with everything together, you can survive. I think a lot of people are doing it that way. And then there's also a tremendous amount of music producers who are not doing it as their main job. And they have a day job, which is, especially in psytrance, it kind of makes sense. Because it's a very unstable scene. It's like, in general, probably it's an unstable thing to be an artist. It's like sports. It means that you can make money with that is substantial. For example, with live acts, if you have a high price and you get a lot of bookings, there are some artists who made more than $100,000 a year. There's one artist that I know that got one group of artists that I know that got $100,000 for one gig, for example. But that was Ozora, and it was Rajaram. So he deserves it, kind of. He's like fucking 70 years old. Yeah.
But
So how is it for?
how much can is there any how much can a new artist start to make money in this case? For example, let's think there is
Not
a
at all.
person to start, in this case, have a good music. So how can he make music from his music, in your opinion?
Yeah. So somehow the people need to know about it, and music works a lot with word of mouth. So actually, people love something and then they show it to their friends. And it's incredibly competitive as doing really intense high-level sport or something like that. So there's a lot of competition. And you have to first either get bookings fast. That's the best way. That's actually the best way. Because in the beginning, let's say when you're just starting your project, if you don't have a really solid marketing plan with really money involved, you're not going to have a lot of potential buyers and streamers immediately. So at first, you need to make a name for yourself so that this even brings the remotely any money. I mean, that would be the first thing for sure. And then actually I would recommend anybody to really focus on the live acts, on the gigs actually. Like I was really lucky. I started to play quite quickly and could make money like that. A bit at the side. And what I also did, I have to admit, is I always